see it live here in just moments as these 4 humans prepare to start 6 months in space aboard the International Space Station.
15 seconds.
Joseph, let's listen into the count.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of NASA Crew-8. Go Falcon, go SpaceX, and go NASA.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Alpha.
Copy, 1 Alpha. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Beautiful sight from the top of the VAB.
That 1 Alpha is the abort ring.
Just like we were talking about, it's like having a sun in the night sky here over the Space Coast
Nominal
tonight.
power and telemetry. Stage 1 throttle down.
And right now you have 9 Merlin 1D engine on the first stage, throttling through for the first stage burn. Operating on both liquid oxygen and kerosene.
9 is supersonic.
Or modified kerosene.
Stage 1 throttle up.
1 Bravo.
That's the second
Copy,
abort
1 Bravo.
criteria.
90 seconds into flight.
As it continues to ascend, it will carefully
Back
hug
has
the
started.
eastern seaboard side of the United States as it goes up.
Joseph, you were talking earlier about seeing launches from Elon. I don't think we can see this one necessarily tonight from the Carolinas, but certainly a show all along the east coast of Florida.
Definitely. If it's down there, if it's right about this point, they can see it with their naked eye very visibly. Yeah, and as you see here, the plume is expanding as the it gets higher in the Earth's atmosphere. And there's less air to push it together. And we're just approaching first stage
Stage 1
shutdown.
throttle down.
And shut down.
Nico. Stage separation confirmed.
As he said, stage separation. You can see the Merlin vacuum engine start up
vacuum
like it is right now.
2 Alpha.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
As this occurs, the first stage is igniting. Will reorient itself for a landing back on land at LZ1 or LZ2, one of the two, back at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. While the crew on Endeavour and the second stage will continue to ascend along the eastern seaboard.
So, Joseph, they're going to try to land on the coast tonight, actually back on land as opposed to one of their drone ships tonight?
Yes, it should be, unless something has changed. In the past, they used to land on the barge for these crew missions, but as of late, they have moved them back to landing zone landings. But that is a relatively new change.
I know SpaceX has just been cranking out these launches when you consider their Starlink launches, and I'm sure getting that back on land sooner than having to bring it all the way back in from the barge probably helps that turnaround.
Trajectory nominal.
Yeah, also there's all these SpaceX Starlink missions have also been helping them increase margin comfortability in doing this, and other knowledge about their launch vehicle. So that's also allowed them just to push the envelope of what's possible. The views are really good when it comes back to land on land. So it should be a good show if that is indeed the case.
I hope we'll get to see it probably on the left-hand side of our screen as we continue to watch the ascent on the right-hand side of our screen here live in the Carolina Weather Group.
Yeah. And right now is about the time it would be passing the Carolinas way off the coast. It is cloudy right now, and it obviously is dark, but this would be about the time it would be passing right by us. So
a brief look there at the weather satellite as we continue to watch here, about 5 minutes into flight.
Dragon SpaceX, trajectory nominal.
Dragon.
I'm hoping to make it down there for a crewed launch sooner rather than later, because the excitement around it is so exciting. And the thing I love so much about it, Joseph, is the way that these international groups who might have differences elsewhere come together around this space and science.
I mean, it's been a tradition that's been going on, especially since the start of the International Space Station program back in, I believe, 1998. I was not alive at the time, but just a couple years before I was born. But it's been a tradition ever since the first
Dragon SpaceX, trajectory nominal.
Ever since the first ISS mission, they've had at least one Russian and one American. So, and as you can see on the left screen, is that is an onboard camera of the Falcon 9 first stage. You can actually see the coast of Florida approaching as it is descending towards the landing zone at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, rather. That's its re-entry burn. It actually uses the engines as a heat shield, and the plume from the engines to safeguard it from the intense plasma of re-entry.
Yeah, when you look at this angle, it always looks like it's blasting off, but really it's coming down using that engine. It's kind of messes with your mind a little bit.
All those sparks are the heating you are seeing on the booster. You can kind of see got a little bit of wind buffer.
Dragon SpaceX, trajectory nominal.
So those are the coast lights right there. You can see Cape Canaveral, you can see the mainland, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that is you can see Merritt Island. You can probably see Cocoa Beach in the distance.
South is like the top of that left box.
Correct.
So much history out there on that land, going back to our
earliest.
earliest
Landing burn starting right here. It's going to land on one of two old launch pads that have been flattened to create these nice circular landing zones right here. The sonic booms are
Stage 2 FTS is safed.
I think it has successfully landed.
So it looks like.
I think that is this picture right here. It's a little dark, but dark is good.
That's what they want. We don't want any more light.